Hey guys, Ryan Melrose here, and today I'm doing another one of my reviews. Now, as we know, sometimes on this channel I do like to dabble a little bit on fan films and independent films and do reviews about them. As we know, I did Joker's Rising and its sequel, which was a Joker fan film. But today, I am doing Rise of the Mask, Odins 9, and Revenge of the Mask. And these are a couple of short films I found here on YouTube. The people who did it will be listed in the description, and and displayed in this video. Anyway, now to be 100% honest, I've always been a huge fan of The Mask. I like the Jim Carrey movie and the cartoon that came afterwards, of course. And I think a lot of people, I didn't realize that the original Mask comic, or pretty much most of the Mask comics by Dark Horse Comics, are actually pretty brutal and violent, almost to that almost horror sort of nature. Basically, like a Looney Tune horror show. But to me, finding that out later actually made the whole thing even better for me. Because I did find, looking back watching the Jim Carrey movie, now the cartoon, it is particularly childish, and I've actually been reading the Mask comics now and find them to be a lot better than our current movie version of the character and the cartoon. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about these two fan films. Now, first of all, now I watched these both one after the other, and watched the Rise of the Mask, Odins 9 first, because it's more of a... It happens before the events of Revenge of the Mask, and I find if you watch them both together, it's like watching one movie. It sort of goes together in a way. And what I liked about this prequel to The Mask, I guess you could say, is that it was a very creative way to show us, the audience, how the mask was created, how the Jade Mask was created, and what brought about the curse, and what all that was all about. And I found that it told a really interesting story, and Mask fans, I admit, probably might be a little let down because you don't really see anyone put on the mask at the end and become the Mask or anything like that at the end. But you do see Loki in his green form, who is basically the Mask incarnate anyway, considering he's the source of its power. And it just tells a really good story about this as... Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to give away anything in the movie, but in my opinion, it's a pretty good prequel film, and I recommend you guys check it out. And the special effects were pretty good. I admit the acting could probably use a bit of work, but ultimately it told a really good story, and I couldn't stop watching it. And now as for Revenge of the Mask, which is fan film done by the same group, I think they actually did this one first. I don't know for sure, but I find that it actually stuck really well to the source material for the fan film. It had the brutality you would expect from a comic book, but it had nothing to do with Lieutenant Calloway or Stanley Ipkiss. This was a completely different character going through his own problems, and he just happens to stumble upon the Jade Mask and ends up fighting his way through through basically the criminal underbelly that has been harassing him and, badly beat him and his girlfriend. Basically. And that's basically all I'm going to say about it, because again, I don't like giving away too much when I do these reviews. But, again, I will say, just like with the prequel film, I do think the acting could have been a little bit better. But ultimately, I found the film was very enjoyable, and again, I couldn't stop watching it. In fact, I went back and watched this one for a second time, and which is good because that shows that film actually has some sticking power. And I actually reckon if they improve the acting and they actually did a full movie completely based off the original Mask comic through the events of that I reckon they do a really good job bringing that story to life. I honestly do, and I honestly hope they do more films like this, because it was actually really amazing and fun to watch. And I'd definitely be jumping on YouTube again and watching them again in the future. It was just really, really well done. I really think they did the whole character and the whole what's the word I'm looking for? The whole legacy of the character justice, and the entire world that the mask is built around. And so yeah, those are my honest opinions about it. And I also looked. There's this one scene, right? The mask is fighting a bad guy, and rather than do an action scene, they had these drawn illustrated bits show up instead, like from a comic book. Now, I don't know if these images were actually from one of the Mask comics, or whether they had an artist do that themselves, which I actually think they did have an artist do that themselves. And if that artist happens to be watching, or if any of the people responsible for these films is watching, hopefully they leave a little comment to let us know who this artist was. But yeah, I like to say, well done. It was, and again, I really hope they do more of these Mask fan films, because they've done a pretty good job on those other two, and I definitely want to see more of it. So, that's about it, all out of time for this quick review. I'll definitely be back some other time to, we'll definitely do more reviews on this channel, looking at fan films and things like that, because, well, looking at fan films and doing reviews on them is kind of becoming a little side hobby of mine. And, yeah, so I'll be back next time regardless. I've got my own motion comic I'm working on, hopefully put on this channel soon. We'll have more Dragon Ball What If discussions to talk about. Hopefully more independent film reviews, if you guys are into these sort of videos. And yeah, we'll basically see where we go from there. Alright, well, this is Romero signing off. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again next time.